Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we are going to do chapter Tam'eez. It is a very brief chapter, a very small concept, but nonetheless a very important one, which will help you in multiple other concepts. So let's get started. So basically, Tam'eez means specifier. As you can see over here, it's something which specifies, clarifies something. Now, let's see what tamyiz exactly is. It specifies, that means it adds details. So something is vague and it adds details. So basically something which is vague. It can be a word, it can be a fi'l. So something which is vague, you add a specifier, a tamyiz to that to add details. A tamiz is a vague word, and also tamiz comes after that vague word. Whatever it can be an ism, it can be a fail. So tamiz comes after it. Also, you have to remember three properties which remain constant in the tamiz word. It's an ism, by the way. So the ism is singular, it's common, and it's nasib. And we are going to make it 1CN. So this is like the short form that the ism, tamyiz is an ism, and it will be singular, it will be common, it will be nasab. Now, a tamyiz can be used with following in following ways. It can be used as an ism, it can be used as a fi'l. In ism, you would see it can be used as ism tafdeel or al-adad. Ism tafdeel is something we are just going to study, and it basically the comparatives part is what we are going to study over here. So comparatives, when you compare something, something is more, something is less. Not just writing more does not give you an idea what exactly are you talking about. You have to give more detail, that more what, less what, uh, better in what, worse in terms of what. So that is what at-tamyiz does. It adds details to these comparatives. Other simply one, two, three, four. So if I say I have four, so what four do you have? What is that? The quantity that you are saying, about which thing are you saying? So a tamyiz will be added in order to add the the specifier to add the detail about what is it that you have in this quantity. And fail, simply, these are the six fails which are vague in themselves. So, for example, if you say Allama, he taught, that's perfectly fine. I mean, it's giving detail that he taught. But Mala'a means he filled. Now, that is not a complete sentence. He filled what? To increase. Zada, he increased. He increased what? He increased your pay, he increased your knowledge, something like that. Is the to increase, like oneself. So he increased in what? He increased in knowledge, he increased in designation. So you have to add some details with these fails. These fails are, you can say, incomplete without that detail. So that detail is called at-tamyiz. Sa'a, hasuna. So these are kafa, to be sufficient. So these are fails which are incomplete in themselves and they need a tamiz to complete it. Now let's look at isam tafdeel first. First, af'alu is the pattern and it's partly flexible, by the way. Af'alu is partly flexible, just like akbaru, atwalu, asgharu. And exceptions are khairun and sharrun. These are the only two words which are ism tafdeel, but they are not in af'alu pattern. Otherwise, all the other words you will see asgharu, atwalu, akbaru, aktharu, they are all in af'alu pattern and they are also partly flexible. I think I should write over here. Let me just add it. Yes, so these are partly flexible. So you can have asgharu or asghara and asghara. Even the jar would be asghara. Atwalu, atwala, atwala. Even the jar form would be atwala. Similarly, akbaru, akbara, akbara. The jar form will be akbara. Only in two cases you will make them put kasra, when you are adding al or you are making them a mudaf. That's a separate discussion. That it is no longer a comparative. It becomes superlative. But that's a separate discussion. We will not go into that. But just remember that this is partly flexible when it is used as a comparative. Okay, so let's move forward. So, for example, you have a word rajulun ghaniyun, mawsoof sifa, very easy. A rich man, simply. Aktharu sayyaratin. So, aktharu means more. And what more do you have? So, this is vague. All right, this is vague. So, aktharu, you have more what? Cars. So, aktharu sayyaratan, you have more cars. Al waladul atwalu, the tallest boy. Now, amongst all these, which one do you think is comparing something? Rajulun ghaniyun, a rich man. Al waladu al atwalu, the tallest man. This is superlative. There's no comparison. Aktharu tayyaratan, that means I have some cars, but you have more cars than me. So that is comparative. So this is noun adjective, this is comparative, and this is superlative. And we are going to look at the comparatives. So you see the difference between these three phrases. And also, if you see that gender and status are matching in both these, superlative and mawsoof sifa, but in some tafdeel, neither is the status matching nor the gender. Aktharu will not become aktharatu, and also sayyaratan being a tamiz will stay common, will stay nasab. It will not become rafa or jar with it. So this is something that you need to remember. Sayyaratan, one cn, singular common nasab. It will not become rafa with aktharu. Even if this was akthara, that does not mean it's matching with status. So you have to remember no gender and status match. And this will always remain common, singular. And here we actually don't have a number, we don't really specify it with number because it just comes in one form, aktharu. There is no other form when it is used as comparative. Okay, some of the examples you can see, azzu nafaran, nafaran, this is from example, mightier, manpower. So mightier in terms of what? Like you're mightier in terms of um, strength, you're mightier in terms of wealth, you're mightier in what way? In political power, in power in company. So here, just to clarify that this person is mightier in terms of manpower. He's got more people to work for him. Then you have khairun thawaban. So khairun is better. Now, better again is vague, incomplete. So you can say better in terms of reward. I put this in bracket just to understand, just to make you understand that in terms of, that means it's clarifying that it's better in what way. So that is how the tamyiz works. It specifies. Let's come to numbers. So this is something we will study in details later, but 11 onwards. So 1 till 10, we don't use a tamiz, but 11 onwards, except in hundreds and thousands and 10,000s, the numbers in between, you have a tamiz to specify the number. So 12 kitaban, that will be ifna ashara kitaban. Then you have 25 maktabatan. That means khamsun wa ishruna maktabatan. So 25 libraries. Libraries or office? Or I think this is the office or libraries. I'm forgetting. There's only one. Anyway, so 36 qalman. That means pens. So that would be sittatun wa salatuna qalman. So you understand that all these numbers have to have something to specify the 12 what, 25 what, it is vague. So you have to specify with a tamiz what is it talking about. Let's come to fail now. So these are the fail that we are talking about. So izdada Bilalun ilmahu. So Bilal increased. So if you remove ilmahu, you will see izdada Bilalun, which means Bilal increased. But what did he increase in? So over here, Bilal increased his knowledge. Mala'at Fatimatun Dalwan. So Fatima, so if you say Mala'at, fill. So Fatima filled. But Fatima filled what? Here, a bucket is the specifier that's what she built. So this is how we use fail. So that's about all for Tamiz. If there are any outstanding question, please do not hesitate to ask on the group, and inshallah they will be addressed. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.